So one thing is like we have found, and we're always trying tips and tricks. And you guys, the thing is you're going to find tips and tricks too that you can share with us. Like there's nothing saying you have to be a certain rank or this or that to teach anybody. Okay. Like there's people who come in and they're like, oh, I know how to do that. And I'm like, I don't, so everyone has their own strengths, and that's why we are truly better together. That's why we work as a team. That's why you never want to like sit out here in left field and not be a part of things, because I'm telling you, you may be amazing and strong and be able to do a lot of things on your own, but I'll tell you, you can even do a whole lot more with your tribe and learning from other people. And everybody has different strengths. So where maybe I lack, Bree picks up, or Vanessa picks up, or whatever it is. And so that we kind of get to hit everybody. So content Zooms, we have found that when we get together and we pretty much plan out our content. So like things that we want to put in our stories, right? And posts that we want to share, things like that, that when we have that stuff already there, it allows you to like take some of those actions that are needed in our business to build our business, but already cross them off so that you can spend the time during the week to message, right? To follow up, to get some host to posts up, or just to add the little extra stuff in. So it's crazy what you can do in an hour. So we want, when you come on here, we want you to leave with thoughts like that are provoking and help you make new posts. Okay. We want you to have stories. Maybe you're like, I don't know how to make stories yet. Guess what? You have like 50 million examples. You don't need to know yet. And eventually you will learn. But that's when you first start getting those like 4 core things down. Then you start finding you get faster at it. Then you're like, okay, I think I have some time to learn how to make my own stories, and that type of thing. And that's how we all did it. Okay. So usually when you leave a content Zoom, you not only have bullet points of things that you can share throughout the week, but you usually have some pretty solid posts that you can use. And you should have stories that you can use. And we always include before and afters, right? Because that's a huge part of your business, because honestly, not only do we want to tell people how our products work, we want to show them the difference they make, okay? And that's really, really big. So again, if you work on your own results and your own testimonies with the products that you get in your auto ship, that too is going to like help you take your business to the next level. And the thing is you know what, you may be like, well, Sarah, I already lost this, or I did my cleanse and blah, blah. You guys, I use my cleanse pictures from like 2 years ago over and over and over again. It doesn't matter when they're from. Okay. It doesn't matter if you got hair, skin, and nails results and your hair's like luscious and you're not taking hair, skin, and nails, you're going to show them where you started. Okay. So it's so big, you guys. So I want you to think about those things. But as we come in or ending a new, or 2020, we're going to be going into new year. But first things first, I want you guys to take a few minutes and we're going to write a few things down. Okay. So, first we're going to start with our like proud things, because you know what? I'm telling you, even when we did our vision board last weekend, if you haven't done yours yet, you should find the recording. I think it's very, very good. It tells you how to do it. It prompts things that you would put on your vision board, maybe things that you haven't even thought about. And the thing is they're so incredibly powerful. And you will see that a lot of your posts, even in the beginning of the year and throughout the year, as you accomplish those goals, like how much conviction it shows and gives to you when you're sharing your business to say, I put this as a goal and I achieved it. I called this out and I kept working for it for the last 3 months. Nope, it didn't happen in 3 days. It took me 3 months to get there, but it's done. And it's something that's been on my dream board for the last 3 years and I never got to it, right? But when I wrote it down and I gave myself a path, it's done. So your vision board is so important. But here's some things that we're going to start with tonight. First, I want you to take just a few minutes and I want you to write 5 things that you have done well this year. Like amidst all the chaos and things that are going on, I want you to think of 5 proud moments that you've had. Okay. It doesn't even have to be necessarily business related. Because this week with the holidays, I always really like focus on gratefulness and things that you can find, even amongst what's in the 4 walls of your home that you're so grateful for. Okay. So I want you to write down 5 things that you have done well this year.
snipping at you now. Yeah. Like carols being sung by a choir. Folks dressed up like Eskimo. Ooh, everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe. To make the season. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. Santa's on his way. He's loading lots of toys and mini goodies on his way. Child is gonna spy to see if reindeer
When you get that done, I want you to write down, I know you could put like 50 things, but I want you to write down 3 like hard things that you have worked through or are per se even just going through, okay, for 2020. So it can be like maybe you haven't gotten to see your family. It can be like for me, distant learning. That's been really hard on our family. Maybe it is a lost job, or it can, anything. Take anything. Maybe it's that you haven't been able to attend church in person, and that was like one of your things that filled your cup up. Maybe you're going through a different journey. Whatever it is, I want you to write down 3.
Many times, many ways.
Okay, and the next thing you're gonna write down is 3 areas you want to improve on. Okay.
Does that mean Christmas changes too?
I can't hear that song now and not think of Kelly Brown's TikTok.
With your nose taped up.
It kills me.
Dude, oh my god, it's the best.
I'm like, why doesn't this have like 1.7 million views? I need to know now.
That is psycho.
Hilarious.
Okay, and then the last thing is I want you to write 5 things you want to focus on or want more of coming in the new year.
told me, a newborn king to see. Our finest gifts we bring to lay before the king. So to honor him, when we come. I have no gift to bring that's fit to give our King.
Okay. How you guys doing on that? Thumbs up if you have your little points written out. Yeah? That's the word. Okay, so your recipe for this is, Free's like, how is that recipe? Are you proud of me? Free has good recipe, and it's one that we're going to use for a lot of things. But okay, so your recipe for these things that we wrote down, which you guys, you can literally make so many posts from what we just did. And this can go from this week all the way even into the new year, okay? But this is, you can say, like, if you started even amongst a crazy year, one that has been unpredictable for all, and then you would insert your hard moments, okay? Here's the thing, you guys. Sometimes you feel vulnerable, like when you talk about struggles, but the thing is nobody lives life without having things they're overcoming or fighting or struggling with, okay? And it may all be different, but I'm telling you, when you tell people like, hey, these are my struggles, but this is what I've still done and this is where I'm going, it not only relates to people, they realize like, hey, she's just as human as the rest of us, but it also brings them hope, okay? All amazing things that you can offer to your audience, and that will also bring in people to your business, okay? So even amongst a crazy year, one that has been unpredictable, and you can insert your hard moments, right? Like, so I would be like homeschooling, working and growing a business while chasing a baby and helping with 2 different grades. It can, being able not to travel to see my family, which is obviously something that's extremely important to me. Those things. And then this will be, so you can insert your hard moments, and then you can say, there have been good. There have been good, right? And this is where you would insert your proud moments, okay? So those were the first 5 things that you have done well this year that you're proud of, and you guys, you have to remember, like, this doesn't have to be like extravagant achievements. Like, this can be like, I woke up at 5 o'clock. I said I was going to do this, and I started my morning out every single time. Or I said, like, I knew like my mental health needed me to work out, and I stuck to working out 4 times a day. And this is how it made me feel. Like, it can be any of those things. And then, so you'll insert your proud moments, and then we all have room for improvement. So you can say, right, some of the things that you want to improve on that we talked about. And you can say, but I'm super excited, or, but I am still so excited for blah, blah, blah. And that's where you're going to insert your 5 things that you want to focus more on. So you could say, but I'm so excited, to get into a routine where I can have these things at the forefront of my focus, or it can be things that you have set for the year that's coming. Like, already start planning that vision of making goals for what you plan to do for the new year. okay? Because people are going to be there. They may not be right away, but they're already going to be starting to read that and be like, wow, like she already knows what she's doing. Like she already knows where she's going, you know? So as you get to offer more and more things that are being announced and you've already kind of planted some of these seeds, people are going to be like, yeah, that aligns with a lot of what I want to do. I need to hop on board with her. Okay. So did everybody kind of get the recipe? I'll put it in the chat after this, but I already put a post in the chat, so I don't want to jack it up. Okay. So the next thing that we are going to do is I want you to go grab stories, and places that you can grab stories are from Telegram. I actually just loaded a ton to Telegram. Okay. So you can even go to Telegram and you can save from there so that you have posts or stories to share. Again, remember, like if you're going to share coffee stuff, don't just like throw up your coffee posts. Okay. Instead, if you can even take a selfie of you with your coffee, you know, and be like, and you can just say like, you know, good morning, or, you know, this is how I start out every single day, or I don't go a day without this, like super, super simple. Or you can even take a video clip of you like making your coffee or whatever it is, then have the stories kind of support what you're sharing. Okay. So you can do anything on there. So again, think of stories and find stories, whether it be on Pinterest or whatever it is, that of products that you use on a regular basis. Okay. The other things that you can think of is like, we are almost going to be done with Christmas. I mean, really at the end of this week, which is so crazy. People are already going to be starting to think a new year, right? So cleanse posts going to be massive. We will like sell so many cleanses. It's going to be insane. Okay. So cleanse posts, weight loss, better energy, you guys, better sleep. Like people, like these are all things that make you feel better overall. Okay. To like tackle your day or whatever it is. So let's go on Telegram. You can save on Telegram. If you are not on Telegram yet, I want you to put your name in the chat or your number or whatever it is so we can get you added. But I feel like everybody on here is on our team Telegram. Okay. Again, remember you guys, like we are loading stuff to this all the time. So you can hop on here at any time. Okay. And you can save things. Remember, you can also reuse things. So as you save things to your phone, try to keep it organized. Be like, you know what? Skinny coffee stories, cleanse stories, like things like this, because as you bring in new team and they're like, hey, Sarah, do you have a cleanse story? Or I want to post about this. Do you have anything with this? You can just fire it off. Or on those days that you're already working, instead of being like, oh, I can't do my business, you can be like, no, actually, I can at least go throw up some of these posts, or I can do this, right? Because you have access to it. So make sure you go to that. And then Pinterest, again, you guys, literally, you can type in whatever product it is. So if I was going to do it, I could do like holiday. What did I even type in today? Some of them are like holiday, it works keto coffee Instagram stories. Holiday, it works cleanse Instagram stories. Like you can put whatever it is that you want on there and you can go grab some stories. Okay. So let's take like 10 minutes to go grab some stories. If you find good stories, shoot them over to me and I can even share them in Telegram for others to use. Like, let's help each other out, okay?
In the meadow we can build a snowman. We'll pretend that he is Parson Brown. We'll say, are you ready? We'll say, no, man. But you can do the job when you're in town. Later on, we'll conspire as we dream by the fire. The place unafraid, the plans that we made. Walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland. Hey, where you going? I gotta go. Have you finished this drink? I cold outside. I've got to go away. It's cold outside. This evening is fair. You so very nice. I'll hold your hand just like I must stop to beautiful. What's your father? Listen to the fireplace. Really, I'd better beautiful. Please don't. Well, maybe just a half a tickle. The neighbors might think it's bad out there. What's in this dream? To be had out there. I wish I knew. Your eyes are like stars. Ready to spare. I'll take your hat, your hair, and I'd say no, sir. At least I'm gonna say that I tried. I really can't stand. But it's cold outside. Oh. Come, give me a chance. I simply must say it's cold outside. The answer is no. Darling, it's cold outside. This welcome has been. I'm lucky that you dropped in. Look out the window. My sister will be suspicious. My brother will be there in the door. Maybe that's my business. Maybe just a half a chicken. I've got to go home. Freeze out there. You let me go cold. Someone's for your knees out there. You know you really feel great. But don't you see how can you do this? It's about to be tough tomorrow. My lifelong sorrow. Be plenty of pride. I really can't stay around. But it's cold outside. You better get back over here. Hey, you don't give up, do you? I gotta go home. Hey, you know what? Why don't you just go home then? It's fine. Fine. I'm leaving. Good. Kill me if I don't burn this one. I have to say no. At least I'm gonna say that I tried. I really can't say no. But it's cold outside. But it's cold I gotta go. Give me one more out. I don't just think Spiro's good cold.
Or if you guys find, oh God, this is such a good song. If you find good story threads, you can put them in the movers and shakers chat, and I'll upload them to Telegram as well. Hi, Bianca. Trina, it's so good to see you guys. Okay, so you guys know how to do that. I want to keep going so that we have posts and stuff. So I'm going to fire off one in the chat. And again, you guys, this one you can add to. You could post it just straight up with like a selfie of you, or kind of like a setup of like your little office or what, or your computer with your stuff kind of sitting, or whatever it is. Okay. There is one. Okay. Again, like I said, you can add to that in the bottom of it, or however, or you can literally just share it like that. Okay. Let me put that up while you work on that one. I'm gonna put the recipe of the first one, okay?
Nissan Rogue, you gotta ask yourself, how rogue are you gonna go? Talking find your spirit animal in the desert rogue? Build an igloo in the middle of nowhere rogue? Or take the long way home just because kind of rogue? Just a question, but with 5 available drive modes, you're sure to find the answer. Go rogue in the all-new, fiercely reimagined 2021 Nissan Rogue, now with the most standard safety features in its class. Ross, can you find the gifts they love at prices you love? That's Yes for Less. Ross has your list covered with gifts you'll love to get. And if you'll feel better, buy Yes for Less. At Ross, Yes for Less.
Okay, next one. So again, remember a lot of times to come up with like posts if you're feeling like, I don't really know what, go search like motivational or positive mindset quotes in Pinterest. And literally it's so funny how like you can read something like that and all of a sudden it like forms an entire like awesome post. Okay. So here is one that I think is absolutely perfect that we are going to do one off of. It's what the new year brings to you will depend a great deal on what you bring to the new year. Okay, so I'll put it in here.
Dunkin', we're cheersing to all with drinks that really get you into the holiday spirit, like the signature peppermint mocha latte, the signature gingerbread latte, and the new chai oat milk latte. Whether you're visiting friends or getting the whole family together on a video call. Now some of them could just find the mute button. That's better. Bring the cheers in with holiday-inspired drinks from Dunkin' and make this season a little extra special. And now you can send a virtual cheers in via the Dunkin' app with an e-gift card. America runs on Dunkin'. Right participation may vary.
Hey, Pandora listener, if you live with migraine, you should know there's a once-monthly preventive treatment designed to work 24/7.
Okay, I'm gonna see if this will let me copy this and put it over here. So here's the other one, you guys.
Monthly migraine days. Don't take Aimovig if you're allergic to it. Allergic
Oh,
reactions
I
like
was
rashes,
raised
swelling
way
can
too
happen
long.
hours to
Sometimes
days
it's
after use.
annoying.
Severe
Okay,
constipation
so
can
this
happen
is again
sometimes.
kind of
Serious
like
complications
another
like blood pressure can happen.
recipe kind of thing where you want to, and I like calling it that, and I'm doing it like that because it doesn't matter where you're at, if you just started yesterday or you've been in the business for a long time, or none of that matters, right? Because you get to fill in the gaps that make it you. And that is so important. Okay. It doesn't matter that I've been in this business for this long. And again, I just want you to know, nobody knows your rank. Can I just tell you that again? So please never feel less than. And like very rarely does anybody really, I mean, some people might say, I don't use it that often, to be honest with you. So, but I want you to fill in like where you see the dots and fill in the gaps. And again, these are just like a backbone. So that way, one thing we always want to eliminate is like when people are like, I don't know what to post, or I don't have ideas, or maybe there's days you just have like, life is kicking your booty, right? I mean, that's life, you guys. We all have those days. But those are days where I will go and like get some inspiration from somebody else's bomb posts, you know, or whatever it is. But then I just tweak small portions of it to make it mine, okay? And so here's another one where you can do the exact same thing and fill in the gaps so that you have it. And then you guys, like this is, I mean, look at, we've been on for what, 45 minutes? And just look at like how much you already have. You know what I'm saying? And then you always want to be filling in life stuff. Like you're going to have awesome Christmas photos and like things to do. Think of ideas that we'll be doing, like Christmas traditions that you have. Like people love hearing those. Ask them, share your tradition, and then ask them what traditions they do. It's so fun to like get people interacting with it. And then obviously you can throw in, you know, host a post posts as well. Our goal as a team is to get over 1,000 host a posts up. So you will have plenty of content and things to be sharing. Okay. So here is just some, I'll just type in the ideas of things that you can kind of like intermingle amongst your business and the it work stuff. I'll give you a second to use that other one to formulate your post. And then you can drop a one in the comment when you're finished, and then we can kind of open it up to an open platform for you guys. Okay. Even if I pause you, I just want to make sure that if you guys have anything that you're like, I need help with this, or can you show us how to do this, or anything like that, now is your time to ask. Okay. Or I'm going to give you one last task for content. And if you like don't want to say it out loud or unmute yourself, you can put it in the chat too. Because like I said, I promise you that if you have the question, so does somebody else. Always. Or Bree and Vanessa and Lisa, if there's anything like that you're like, oh, I've been getting this question a lot and you think it would be helpful, we can even do it that way too.
Sarah, I'm wondering if you want to touch on like balancing business and the holidays, or like even if you need to, like we're all juggling all the things, right? And so like if you have 20 minutes a day, what does that look like for your business, and why is it important to stay plugged in during this time? Because I think like it would be really easy right now to be like, okay, unplug, see you in 2 weeks. And I think it's easy to sink into that habit.
Yeah. You know what, you guys, here's what I will tell you. And sometimes it's like, these are those moments where I'm like, hey, learn from somebody else's mistakes kind of thing. Because it is really easy. And sometimes it's hard too, because you are going to have people who are not super committed quite yet, who have just joined, or, you know, they don't have the successful habits starting or developed yet. And you can tell that they're kind of checked out. And sometimes it gets discouraging to be like, when you're reaching out to help people and they're not accepting your help. Right. But this is the thing, like, and this is something that this even comes and like trickles down even amongst leadership, is you guys, you got to focus on what you can control. Okay. So whether that be like, that's the first thing to always remember. Okay. So there's going to be a lot of things that happen in our day that we cannot control. However, we can control waking up 30 minutes early and shooting off or scheduling a post or shooting off some messages or things like that. You can control setting a timer to remind you to post, right? And be like, here's your post. You already have it. All you have to literally do is copy and paste it up and send it off, right? Because I promise you, during these times, and especially going into the new year, especially with what is going to be announced on the 29th, you are not wanting to sit back. Okay. And you'll be annoyed at yourself for doing it. And that's what I've always found during the holidays, or even like when I'm taking trips, right? Or even when I'm back home and I finally get to be with my family. You guys, I'm not going to sit and work all day, and you don't have to. But you know what? You do have to be disciplined enough to be like, you know what? I'm going to wake up 20 minutes early. Or if you didn't wake up, maybe you failed, right? Maybe you're like, I hit snooze. Who cares? Okay, stay up 45 minutes later and shoot it off. You kind of have to let go of like, hey, this is when I normally do something, or this is how my day normally looks, because it's not going to be that right now. Okay. For you to get to enjoy the holidays, you want to be in the moment. And I was telling the girls that even tonight, we were like, gosh, should we do this, or should we just kind of give you an outline? But then we're like, no, we love the community aspect of these things. And we know a lot of people are traveling, and that's okay. And more than anything, in a year where we have been tested to like higher limits than we've ever been tested to, I want you guys to fill your cups. I don't want you to be like sitting there enjoying family and being like, I should have did this for my business, or I didn't do any of this today and I really wanted to. You guys, just make the commitment. And I always tell people, I am not a morning person. Okay. There's people who are awesome morning people. I am so creative, and like my creative juices are flowing. Like my energy is good at nighttime. Okay. Like I have tried to do it differently, but there are still things like as soon as my alarm goes off, and when I think I want to hit snooze, I'm like, get your butt up and brush your teeth. I swear to God, you guys, if you just get up and brush your dang teeth, no matter how tired you are, I'm not joking. I usually do it with my eyes closed. Like I am like, holy heck, like dying. Okay. And then I make myself go downstairs, and even if it's reading a chapter, you guys, or it's like responding to messages. It's like sometimes even if you're not a morning person, I do the easy things that like don't take a whole lot of thought in the morning. And then I still do all my creative stuff at nighttime. Okay. But just set aside some time. You guys, you never want to be too busy to create the life you want or to accomplish the goals that mean the absolute world to you. Okay. Because otherwise you feel like you're caught in the mundane, and you're like, you look back and you're like, well, I didn't do what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? But I also want you to give yourself grace, and I also want you to know the things you need. Okay. Because I want you to come out of the holiday season literally so excited and so filled up and just grateful, and giving yourself grace for maybe the things that didn't happen, and knowing that you've been given another day that you can show up and you can do those things. Okay. But again, you just, at some point you have to make the decision. So like I said, you guys, I am going to get up early, and that's not going to hurt me any, right? I'm going to get up every time I set my alarm early. I'm still freaking tired. It doesn't matter if I went to bed at 9 o'clock. I'm still tired because I'm not a morning person. But you know what? I can tell you, I can set my phone aside. I don't care what's blowing up. I don't care about any of that. Like, I know I got back to messages. I know I sent out 20 messages to get hosted posts up. Like, I feel accomplished, which allows you to literally like unplug and be in the moment more than anything. It's that weird inner battle of being like, I should have did this. I should have did this. Why didn't I do this? I want to do this, but I can't do it right now. Right. And it's like the only way to like literally get rid of that is to make the decision to just like get a little bit done here. Set a timer so that you remember to post something. You know, maybe tonight you're going to do some of your reels. Okay. I'm going to give you some homework, by the way, or whatever it is, and just knock it out right now, you guys. Like, we just knocked out posts. We just got you stories. Like, you shouldn't be having to take any time to do any of that. And you want to know what else? During holiday seasons, it's a huge planting season. Okay. Because the people around you, your business is not their priority. And that's okay. That's okay. But I want to tell you something. Those of us who plant in abundance right now are the ones who reap the harvest come when the New Year's goals are coming out. People are hungry. They want to change. They're done settling. They're done letting the things going on around them stop them from moving forward, stop them from feeling better, stop them from reaching their goals, right? And the people who have planted now and sent out the messages, and then you get to like literally add gas to the fire with the announcements coming, those are the people that are going to get the bonuses. Those are the people that are going to be enrolling more than their steps to success. Okay. So I want you to be those freaking people. That's what I want. Okay. And I know you want that too, but you just have to commit. So you know what? If you're up early, be like, hey, 6:30 a.m. club over here, you know, like shout it out. Be freaking proud of yourself that you are committed and you are doing income producing activities during the holidays, and you are also enjoying your holidays, because you can have both. Okay. I promise you, people do not work hard at this business because they also don't get to play hard or enjoy time with their family or any of those things, right? We get to choose our hard. So guess what? Having a little discipline can feel really hard, but what we actually do, posting, like spreading positivity, sharing awesome products, that's not hard. What's hard is overcoming the overthinking. What's hard is overcoming procrastination. What's hard is like overcoming that mindset of perfection. And if it's not perfect, then I can't do it, right? No, don't do that. Don't get stuck in that. And the ways to overcome that is honestly self-development, you guys. It really, truly is. So if you find yourself in those things, take 10 minutes. Literally take 10 minutes. I can even send one in here. Hold on, I'm going to send you one. Wait, what did I just send? Hold on. Okay. I'm going to send you something. It's literally 10 minutes and it's fire. I just really cannot even believe that Lisa showed me how I can copy something and paste here. It's a game changer. And you guys, for the new year, I'm going to figure out how to show my screen phone on here. Okay. That's my goal. That's one of mine. Okay. This YouTube, 10 minutes. And it's so good. And you know what is actually kind of freaky? I didn't even come across this YouTube until today when I was doing self-development. This usually 10-minute things like this happen usually when I'm like, well, not usually brushing my teeth, but when I'm doing my makeup. My makeup takes 7 minutes. If I add on my hair, which today I really didn't do, but I still waited the extra 3 minutes and listened to this, okay? Super, super good. So just know, when we think of some of those things that are holding us back, they are all things that we can work through. They are all things that we can make a choice to grow through, okay? So, and you guys, sometimes people are like, well, people who don't like to do self-reflection struggle with that. But the thing is like pointing a finger and giving somebody else the power, like that gets you nowhere and you feel helpless. Like there's so much we can control, you know, and there's a lot that we can't, but if we actually focus on what we can, you guys, I'm telling you, it is hard to knock people off. Okay. So there's one, and then there's something else. Oh, this is what I'm going to tell you about this YouTube. What is so freaky is when we started our vision Zoom, and I don't know if you were on it, but if you weren't, hold on, let me see if I can find my little sheet. It starts with, oh my gosh, where'd it go? Anyways, I started with a quote, and it says it in here, by Nelson Mandela, I think it's called. I think that's who it is. Anyways, it is literally in this freaking YouTube video. And it's so good. It's so good. And so honestly, it's probably going to be a quote that makes it to my vision board, because I think it's just really helps with vision casting and like reminding yourself that playing small does not get you anywhere. That by, you know, giving into procrastination or giving into these things that hold us back, it's not getting you where you want to be. So really it's not fulfilling you in any way. It's causing this like weird inner conflict, right? But anyways, it's so crazy. And once I get it, I'll remember it. I just don't have my sheet from that, I don't think. By me, because I wasn't expecting to share it, but it's a part of that. So hopefully that helps with that. Oh yeah, Adriana, I didn't do any self-development. And I, like, for a while, had myself convinced that I couldn't even read like 5 to 10 pages a day. Now I'm like, girl, you can't afford to not read 5 to 10 pages a day. Okay. So you learn that, right? And it's, again, some of these lessons we really, really fight. And then all of a sudden you give into it. And it's like this business. It's like maybe some people have overthought it for so long. And then once they get in there, like, dang, like I literally held on to this fear and it's not even going to stop me. Like, how annoying, you know, like you overcome it. And once you work through it, you're like, I can't even believe that stopped me. Or I can't believe I did that, you know, but you guys, it's okay. Give grace, but also push yourself to grow. Okay. That's what this is all about. Is we are here and we are all going to push each other to grow in certain areas, because normally we focus on our strengths, right? But if you really can hone down and like grow inside your weaknesses, dang, you're going to figure it out. Like you're going to get there. You're going to get there and beyond there. Okay. Let me see. What was another question in here? Okay, Renice. That is where I either use ones. So I don't know if you guys have tried this, but remember when I shared with you that I get a lot more interaction when I post later? And you know what's kind of funny is I obviously did that when I was working just in general, okay, just because of how my schedule was. But for some of you, you may have tweaked that and if you have and you found that it's the same thing for you, like share it in the chat, because we always want to share what's working. But the thing is again, it doesn't matter, you guys, if you post at 10 o'clock at night. Like, don't let that stop you. And the thing is you're taking today to gather your posts. So I hope to God when you hop on Zooms, and especially if they're working Zooms, that you actually put in the work. Okay. I know sometimes you can hop on Zooms and you're like just listening and you're like, this is fun because we're hanging out with friends and that's cool. But then you hop off and you find yourself in the same spot the next week or that week, because you're like, dang it, I didn't write down the post and I didn't fill in the blanks when I easily could have. So when you have 5 seconds to go to the bathroom, you can shoot off a post, or maybe when you're in your lunch break, you can share your post then. I do a lot of things even after the fact. So again, Bree, this is probably another good tip. Like when you guys want to be in the moment, you guys, I snap videos and I may take pictures and do all that. I do not post during it. Very rarely do I post because I want to post quality things. I probably have to make sure I'm not like yelling at one of my kids for like running off or doing something. Like some of those, you might hear music over that, you know, things like that. But it's like, but the thing is like we came home from a Christmas tradition that we did. I completely unplugged. I didn't answer questions. And you know what? We're allowed that. But guess what? When I sat down the next morning, I woke up and I was working. I shot off all my videos on my stories. It doesn't matter. Like it doesn't have to be real time. Okay. So even when you're in those moments, capture them. Like you're going to want that for later. I love all my videos, whether it's to share on social media or that pops up as memories. Dang, I'm grateful that I take videos. I love the little voices. I love how they say certain things, but I definitely don't sit to the side and like, as I go, I post. Like, no way. I get home, maybe I tuck my kids in, maybe I'm tired. I don't know what it is, but I always do it after the fact. Okay. You do not have to do it in that moment. Pictures, you should be now knowing in your business, like you need pictures. Don't wait to take a picture and use a picture from that day. If you get an awesome picture that day and you want to use it for your post, cool. But be more prepared than that. Have more selfies than you truly need, right? Take pictures of views of where you're at. Like do all those things because you know what you need to build your business. Be proactive, okay? See, I don't use Google Keep. And look at Lauren does. And Vanessa does. See, so like everyone finds their little jam. Then every morning I draft them in Facebook so I can just go into my drafts throughout the day and post them. Genius. Seriously. See? The other cool thing, you guys, that you can do, and if you didn't know this, you can put your phone on airplane mode and you can upload your stories how you want them. And then when you go and like put it back to normal, you can release those stories and have them actually post whenever you want. Like you can go and be like, retry, and they all just post. Just FYI. That's probably like one of those like ghetto hacks for somebody who's like not super IT savvy, but it works actually really well. So there's that. You're welcome, Bernice. You're welcome. Okay, you guys, that's it. Okay, the only last thing that I want to tell you is that you guys, first of all, we've been working on something that I think will be a game changer. Will bring you so much confidence. Will have you being able to move quickly and working in abundance, which is like, if you're wondering what my word for 2021 is, that's it. Abundance and joy. Okay, anyways, so I have two. It's okay. But I'm going to tell you, you have got to we are doing a save the date and time for the 29th. Announcements for what is coming starting January 1st is being announced on the 29th. It's giving you a little time to prepare, but you also have this time right now to be preparing. I'm telling you, plant seeds. We have a system coming. Like I'm telling you all of these things, right? You do not want to be the person that's like, oh shit, I should have listened to Sarah. I should have done what Bree was telling me to do or whatever it is, okay? You want to do it now. Just trust me, okay? Just trust me. And so I will be making sure to put that on the team page and when to save the time and all that stuff, but we need to be ready to go, and we will probably release what we've been working on in a system that I think will, like I said, be very, very handy to everyone on the 28th, okay? So again, enjoy your holidays. I'm wishing you guys all a Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas. I want you to just take the time to soak things in, fill your cup, be in the moment, capture the moments. Remember to get rid of the rules of when you post something or when you don't, but just make the conscious effort to still be present, still plant seeds, stay committed to your goals. And we are going to touch base again next Sunday, and make sure you tune into tonight's family call. I'm sure they are also going to tell you again about what's coming on the 29th. Set your alarms and all that kind of good stuff. So I hope you guys, if you're traveling, travel safe and go love on your families. I love you guys. Have a good night.